morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of My Car Shop. Talking about episode 31 in the 47th Street Rod Project. Got the fenders over here in the middle part of the shop today. Got the door open. It's a bit muggy today. Probably not a good painting day, but I thought it'd be a good day to try to get these fenders ready so when I can paint, I will be able to. Still got some cleaning to do, but I did get the cars moved out and got some things done over here on the body side. I've got some plastic I need to hang and things before I can paint anyway, but humidity can really wreak havoc with this stuff since I don't have an environmentally controlled booth. So not anxious to paint them, I want them to be right. So anyway, I'm all set up here. I've actually started blocking the passenger side fender out just a little bit. Realized I hadn't started the program yet for today, so I thought I would do that here, give a bit of an intro. So we're going to be wet sanding on the fenders today and getting these things hopefully ready to paint. So looking forward to that, looking forward to getting color on these things and getting it bolted on the car. It's been a long time coming. Watching yesterday's episode as I was putting that slideshow together and seeing what that car looks like with the whole front end on it, kind of lit my fire a little bit to get moving on it again. So lots to do on the car yet before I can bolt them on, but we're getting a lot closer than we were a month ago. So all right, let's get after it today. So I've gone over this passenger side fender with a fine-tooth comb. I've wiped it down with Prep Sol. I'm still finding little flaws, but I want to get away from it. But the main thing is there's a little teeny pit right up here that I want to fill, so I'll have to do that. And that's just a pinhole, not a big deal at all. But I think overall it's good. So I think this one is ready. I'm going to wipe it down with a Scotch-Brite before I shoot it. I've got to dig around and see if I have a good Scotch-Brite around here. I'm pretty sure that I do. So I think this one is probably ready to paint. So I'm going to move on now and start wet sanding the driver's side fender and see where that comes out. So hopefully that one's going to come out good too. And it's kind of funny because I was trying to remember which one was further along and I can't. But I think that the driver's side fender was actually further along than the passenger side, but you who've been watching the videos will probably remember better than I do. So anyway, we're good. I'm pleased with the way things are turning out. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is just going over this with a damp rag. Just looking for any places that there might be a little bit of chattering. There's some right here. I can't even show it to you. It's just minor detail stuff. But a little bit of chattering where basically the orange peel didn't get sanded out of the primer enough. Would it show up in the top finish? Probably not. But I like to try to get as much as I can and make sure that it's good. I also had a spot right here where there was a fingerprint. If you remember when I primed this, maybe I told you, maybe I didn't. A bug got in it when it was drying. Sand scratches there or not? I think so. Anyway, a bug got in there when it was drying, and rather than being smart about it, I tried to get it out with my finger and put a fingerprint in it as well as having bug wings in it. So I got that sanded out just fine, no problem. I wasn't sure how deeply it was in the primer, and it wasn't dead, and I knew it was going to keep fluttering, so if I'd have been smart, I would have grabbed the air gun and just blew it a little bit, see if it would have blown out of there, but I didn't think of that, so. All part of painting and old building like this. Main thing is as long as it doesn't land up in the last top coat of clear. And I've never had that issue here before, so I don't think I will once I have things closed up. I was priming with the door open that day, so that was my own fault. Just don't generally have those problems here, but it's a 100-and-some-year-old building, so what do you do? Wow, there's a lot of stuff right there I gotta fix. Whew, missed a bunch. That's why we go over it. All right. One little tip, they'll say don't ever sand with your bare hand, and I generally don't. I usually, in the final stages, I either use a paint stick or a block or a soft pad. The soft pad is the most pliable. I like a paint stick on these round surfaces because it helps smooth things out a little bit. I do use my bare hand some, as you've noticed, but I use the heel of my hand down in here. I don't use my fingertips because it's real easy to put pressure with a finger and make a mark. So like this spot that I'm doing right here, I'm using my hand flat and more using this part of my hand down in here so that I don't create trenches. Although I'm not really going over it in the same spot much. I'm always going at it in different angles and different directions. There was just a little bit of orange peel in the primer right there. I want to make sure that I get that out. So I'm sure that's gone by now. There are a few little spots here and there where it's blown through to the bare metal on edges. That's normal. I'll just touch that up with a rattle can before I shoot it and it'll be fine. I think we got that out of there now. Yep, we did. And there was a oh, there's one more spot right there. Darn it. I really don't like to use too much of a hard stick on these round edges. But you just want to come at it different angles so that you don't create a low spot, and yet you still want to get that out of there that you're working on. There we go. Oh, dang. Oh, yeah. There's something going on there. Get a different rag here. Okay, it's gone. It was just an optical illusion with the rag. That rag has a lot of water on it, and there's a little bit of solvent in it, so seeing a couple little flaws here and there. Nothing I'm really worried about. There's a little teeny dimple right there. I'm going to try to sand that out a little bit, but I want to be careful because I don't want to create a low spot. I'd rather have a little imperfection in the paint than create a spot that's low and then cause a bit of a wave in there. So I start out small in the middle, working on that, and then go out wide around it to keep it flat. I'm not going to get it 100% out, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, yeah. Not even going to see that. That'll be fine. It's less than the size of the point of a pin is what I'm trying to say. So I think we got it. I need to wipe this down with Prep-Sol now and then go over it with a Scotch-Brite. So I'm going to do the Prep-Sol wipe right now, and I'll let you watch that here in just a second. And then I'm going to stop, and that's as far as I'm going with these. I got to blow them out real good, get the moisture out, let them dry, and then I can run the seam sealer in there and let that dry, and these will be ready to paint. So that's great progress. Okay, we're going to wipe this down with Prep-Sol. Thought I'd give you an angle where you're not dealing with the outside glare. It's actually turned out to be quite beautiful. If things would dry fast enough, I could actually paint today, but the shop's not ready, and I'm not going to push it, so we'll get it. What do I see? I see flat. I see gorgeous. I see no waves. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. There's still a little bit of water on here, so we're getting a little water bead, but that's fine, I don't care. The main thing I'm looking for is those little orange peel spots where I might have missed something. I'm looking for scratches that I might have missed, things like that. And of course I'm looking to make sure there's no big waves, and it's smooth as a baby's butt. So I don't know if that's politically correct to say, but that's what I said. Yeah, this is great. So yeah, just go over this with a Scotch-Brite, and any little things that I might have missed in the wet sand should be gone. My main concern right now is going to be down in here where I had done a lot of work. Make sure that there's no sand scratches that showed up, and there's a couple right there. There's a couple. Pardon my French. There's a couple of sand scratches there, and I just dropped my prep sol rag, so I got to go get a clean one. Once it hits the floor, it's done. Okay, so I thought I would wipe this down, just let you see what it looks like here so you can see what I'm looking at. This fender is absolutely gorgeous. You should be able to see in that reflection there as I'm wiping it just how smooth it is. And so this prep sol is a lot thinner than water, and it doesn't hide anything, so I have to go over it and look down it like you are, and hopefully you're seeing this, otherwise you'll never see this segment. But just look down it when I wipe it like that, and then come back and look around it. You know, you see some lines, of course, from the cloth, but it gives you a good idea of what things look like there. And so you can see that as I wipe that down, just how smooth that is. So that's what we're looking at. Everything looks great. There's a few spots I've got to touch up as far as sanding. I found a couple more spots back in this corner back here, but overall I think we're good. So next step here now is to get the shop cleaned up and get ready to paint as soon as it's not raining again. I've got to get the seam sealer in here, let that dry, and touch up a few spots like I said where I missed. But I think overall we're in good shape. So let's wrap up this episode. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode today. The fenders are definitely ready to paint. I've got to get the seam sealer in there, let that dry for till tomorrow at least so I can paint. Even if it's raining tomorrow, I know that's going to be a pain in the butt, but I might just go ahead and paint tomorrow and get them done. We'll see. It's just going to cause other issues with humidity that could cause some solvent pop, but I think I know how to work around that as long as I'm careful and take my time. So I don't want to leave these fenders sit now that they're ready. I really want to get them in paint, and if I can get it done tonight yet, I might, but I've got a lot of cleaning to do in here, so we'll see how that goes. But it's not too late in the day yet. If I can get things cleaned up and get them ready, we're going to move forward and get these things in color here as soon as possible. So barring some other catastrophe happening around here, that's the plan. So thanks for joining me for episode 31. If I do go ahead and paint these, I'll go ahead and film it, and we'll do a supplemental episode. But I just don't know when that's going to be. There's a lot of other things. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I'd appreciate that. Hit the bell. Make sure that to get all the notifications so that you can follow, spread the word to other people. That would be great. And we'll see you on the next episode of My Cars Shop. guys.